This week my son asked me to make a ramp for his RC car that he got for Christmas, and it was just as much fun to make as it was to jump. It's time for Make or Break. Hey guys, welcome back to Make or Break. I'm Rob. Happy New Year. If you're like me and you're hoping 2021 is an improvement over last year, hit that like button for me. This week, my son Cameron got a brand new RC car for Christmas from his grandparents, and he asked me to make him a ramp. Here's how it went. This is my son Cameron, and that is his new remote control car that he got for Christmas from Nana and Granddad. This thing was an immediate hit, and Cameron was quick to ask me for a ramp, so naturally, I headed down to the shop to find some scrap. I started off with this piece of 3/4 inch plywood and used a 3-foot straight edge to kind of draw out a smooth ramp. I'm sure there's some clever math out there to make the perfect jump, but for now, we just wanted to get his car off the ground, and I figured a smooth transition would work. After I cut out one side, I copied it onto the remaining piece and cut it out too. I wanted this ramp to be fairly wide, so I measured out some cross supports at 32 inches. To connect the two wider supports, I used pocket holes. Now, I didn't need to do this, except the scrap I picked out already had pocket holes on one end, so it was just easier this way. I glued up the two wide supports and screwed them in place. Next, I marked off where I was going to put my smaller supports and started screwing them in. Now, I made a mistake here. I think I should have used thicker supports because, as you'll see in a minute, when I screwed on the 1/4 inch plywood for the ramp, it bowed a little at the base of the ramp, and I think that's because those smaller cross supports were bending too. Next time, I'll just use 2x2s. Alright, on to that top. As I mentioned, I used a sheet of 1/4 inch plywood. To get it in place, I first clamped the frame to the bench and then used quick clamps to start forcing the sheet into the bend. Now the 1/4 inch ply cracked just a little bit, but it still worked. I slowly started pre-drilling holes and countersunk each one so the screws wouldn't stick out. Now you can see that bend I was talking about at the bottom of the ramp. Next time I'll try larger supports, and I may use a third vertical support right in the middle of the ramp, but again, this still worked out fine. After I finished screwing the thing together, it was time to take it out for a test drive, and let me tell you, this thing was hysterically fun. Of course, now Cameron needs a full track full of these things, and yeah, Dad wants one too. I'll tell you what, this little car was only $150 on Amazon, so I wasn't expecting much, but this thing hauls. We've had so much fun with it since Christmas that I ordered another one so we can race. If you're thinking about dabbling in RC cars, this guy's a great place to start. And as I showed you, building ramps and other obstacles are just as fun. I'll include a link to it below. Now, if you've got an idea for our next RC build or any other project you'd like to see Sarah and I make, let me know in the comments below. Last week, Sarah and I shared all of our favorite projects from 2020 and revealed which ones we still use, and you can watch that right here. I want to thank Heart for sponsoring this episode and reminding us that we can build anything we can imagine if we do it with heart. All right, guys, break's over. Let's make something.